Now, if I absolute value of 2, okay, the answer is 2. Okay, now absolute value of minus 2, okay, it gives me 2 as well. Okay, so what's that mean? If an absolute value of a number, we don't know what it is, and it is equal to 5. So you know what that means? That means x either equal to 5 or x equal negative 5. Now, because absolute value of 5 is 5, right? Absolute minus 5 is equal to 5. This means that absolute value of x is equal to 5. This means that x equal negative 5 or x equal to 5. That's all. Okay. Now let's apply this concept to solve some equations. Okay. Let's say, for example, 2x plus 1 absolute value, okay, is equal to 5, right? Now remember, absolute value of some number equal to 5. These numbers here. Okay. This means that 2x plus 1 is equal to 5, or absolute value of 2x plus 1 equal 5. That means it's also equal negative 5 as well. Okay, inside here, 2x plus 1 is also can be equal negative 5. Right? So now we're going to solve it. So let's say I move this on the side. That means 2x minus 1, 5 minus 1, which is 4. That means 2x is 4. And then you divide by 2, divide by 2. So x is equal to 2. Okay. Now this one you move on this side, become minus. So that means 2x equal minus 5 minus 1 is minus 6. I divide by 2. I divide by 2. So x is negative 3. So this means that therefore x is equal to negative 3 or x is equal to 2. Okay. So if I substitute 2 there, let's check. Okay. Let's do a bit of check. Testing. So if I got x is negative 3, so negative 3, 2 lots of negative 3 plus 1, let's check it out, which is equal to 6, negative 6 plus 1 absolute value, so that give me minus 5 absolute value, that give me 5. That's correct, you see. Now, let's test this one here, okay. So let's test this one. So let's say if I substitute 2 in there, so that means 2 lots of 2, which is 4, plus 1 absolute value, which is 5, absolute value of 5 is 5. So this is correct as well. So your answer, x is minus 3 or x equal to 2. Now with these type of questions, you don't need to test it, okay, because absolute value of a number equal constant. So whatever that answer is, that's your answer, okay, just to test to show you that is correct. That's all. Now, let's move on second one. Okay. So let's make it let's say 5x. Yeah, 5x minus 1. Okay, is equal to, let's say, 7. Okay. So same process. Okay. So this side here, which is 5x minus 1, either equal negative 7 or 5x minus 1 is equal to 7, right? I move this on the side. So 5x is equal to minus 7 plus 1 is minus 6. Okay, and then divide by 5. So therefore x is equal to what? Okay, negative what? 1 and 1/5. See, I move this on the side. So 5x is equal to, if you put that in there, what do you get? You get 8, correct? And then you divide by 5, so equal 5 and 3/5. Okay, so if you substitute that in, and you should get the same answer, which is 7, all right? Because it's absolute value of some number equal constant, so you don't need to test it, all right? Only in this type of questions. Let's move on next one. Okay, let's go. So the next one is, let's say we're gonna go back to the easy one in here. Let's make a nice number for you to, okay, so you can understand the process. So let's say x plus 2 absolute value is equal to 6, right? So it's just a process. So that means inside here, x plus 2 is either equal to negative 6 or x plus 2 is equal to 6. So this means that x equal to negative 8 or x equal 4. So therefore, x equal negative 8 or x equal negative 4. 4. Okay? So that's the answer. Let's move along. Okay? So let's say x minus 2 absolute value is equal to 4. Process exactly the same. So minus 2 equal negative 4 or x minus 2 equal to 4. So you move on this side, x is equal to minus 2, okay, because you minus 4 plus 2. X equal 4 plus 2, 6. So therefore, x is that or x is that. All right? Okay. Now, let's add a little bit of flavor now, okay? This time, we're going to put pronumeral on both sides, okay? So let's say 2x, okay, let's make it. So if you got 2x minus 7, okay, absolute value, which is equal to, let's say, x plus 2, okay. So this means that the same process, so 2x minus 7 is equal to x plus 2, or 2x minus 7 is equal to negative x plus 2. Okay. Now, if I move x on this side, number on that side, that means 2x minus x is same as 2 plus 7. So that means x equal to 9. Okay. And then this one here, I move on this side, so that means 3x. Okay, 3x. Sorry, I shouldn't move this side first because it's negative in front. My apologies, because I need to remove the bracket first. Sorry about that. So that gives me minus 7. You times that, give you minus x. You times that, give you minus 2. Okay? So now I move x on this side, number on this side. So that means 2x move on this side plus x is equal to minus 2 plus 7. Okay? So that gives me 3x. 3x is equal to negative 5, negative 2 plus 7 is 5. So x equal 1 and 2 thirds. Okay, that's the answer. But because pronumeral on both sides, okay, you have to test it because it could be a negative number here, which is absolute value of a number. It cannot be negative. So you got to test it, make sure it is correct. Okay. Now if I put 9 in there, okay, I choose different color. I substitute 9 in there. If x is 9, I put it back. So that means 9 times 2. What's 9 times 2? 18, right? 18 minus 7, absolute value, equal 9 plus 2. Okay, so that give me what? 18, okay, minus 7. What 18 minus 7? Okay, so that give me 11. This one, also 11. So this is correct. You see? Now, this one I substitute in here as well when x equal 1 and 2 thirds, but I don't substitute 1 and 2 thirds. I just put 5 over 3 in there. So absolute value of, okay, 2 lots of 5 over 3 minus 7 is equal to, put in there 5 over 3, okay, which is plus 2. Okay, now if I can do my head, I can just type it in a calculator. So I just type that in my calculator, so that give me, let's say 10 over 3 minus 7, okay. So I will get negative, but absolute value, so that give me 11 over 3. Okay, I actually get negative 11 over 3, but absolute value is the same. Okay, so similarly, I do 5 over 3, add 2, so it give me 11 over 3. So both are correct in this case. Okay, so therefore, my answer is, therefore, x is equal to 9, okay, or x is equal to 1 and 2 thirds. Okay. Okay, now this one is exactly the same as 5x minus 1 is equal to 3x plus 8, or 5x minus 1 is equal to minus 3x plus 8. Okay, now to solve this, I just move x on one side and then the number on the other side. So I move 3x on this side, negative 1, I move on that side. So the 5x, I write it down, 3x move over, become minus 3x, okay? 8, you put it down, 1, you move on this side, become plus 1. So 5x minus 3x is 2x, okay? That gives me 9. So I divide by 2, both sides, so x is equal to 4.5 or 4.5 if you like. Now, solving this equation here, so I remove the bracket first, so that means I just write this down first. 5x minus 1 is equal to negative 1 times 3x is negative 3x, negative 1 times 8 is minus 8. Okay, I move the minus 3x on this side, the negative 1 I move on this side. So this means that 5x minus become plus 3x is equal to negative 8, I write it down, minus 1 move over, become plus 1. So add together, give me 8x is equal to minus 8 plus 1 is minus 7. Divide by 8 both sides because I want to get rid of 8, so that become minus 7 over 8. Okay, now of course in this situation here we have to test it. Okay, these type of equation you must test because some of them are not the solutions. Okay, and sometimes they both are, and sometimes doesn't have solution at all. So that's why we have to test it. So if x is 4.5, okay, so we put 4.5 into equations. Let's see if we got this one correct. So 5 lots of 4.5 minus 1 absolute value is same as 3. I just write 3 lots of 4.5. Yeah, at 8. Okay, so if you type this in your calculator, okay, on the left hand side you got 21.5. On the right hand side you got 30. So are they equal? No, they're not equal, so they're not a solutions. Okay, now then we tested this one. So we substitute in the equation to make sure it's correct, okay, to see whether it's correct or not. So the absolute value, if I type that in, 5 lots of minus 7 over 8 minus 1, absolute value is same as 3 lots of minus 7 over 8 and then plus 8. So if you do that, if you put on the left hand side, you put in your calculator and you get 3, 5 and 3, 8. And on the right hand side, 5 and 3, 8 as well. So this is correct, right? So therefore, your only answer is x equal minus 7 over 8. So therefore, I write in here. Okay, so therefore, the answer is x is equal to negative 7 over 8. Okay, now let's do last one. Okay, let's say 3x, okay, plus 2 absolute value is equal to 5x minus 3 absolute value. Okay, now let's just recall a little bit of facts, okay, about absolute value first. So let's say I'm gonna do absolute value of A is the same as absolute value of B. Okay, now this means that A equal B or A equal negative B, right? Or negative A equal B or negative A equal negative B. Okay, so that's the 4 equations. It's 4 possible equations. But if you think about it, okay, this one here, see this equation here is exactly the same as this equation. See, it's the same, right? And similarly, okay, this equation here is the same as this. See? Can you see? So this is the same. So therefore, we can remove this out. See? We only have 2. Okay? So in another word, if A absolute value equal B absolute value, this means that A equal negative B or A equal B. That's it. Okay? So you don't need any extra, right? Because only absolute value of A equal absolute value of B. So I just remove that, so I get more space to work on. So just keep that in mind for me. So back to this. So this means that 3x plus 2 is equal to 5x minus 3, or 3x plus 2 is same as minus, okay, open bracket of course, because more than one term, 5x minus 3. Right? To solve this, I move the 5x on this side, I move the 2 on that side. So that means 3x minus 5x is same as negative 3 minus 2. Okay? So 3 minus 5 is minus 2x. Equal minus 3 minus 5 is minus 2 minus 3 is minus 5. So if you divide things by minus 2, so because I want to get rid of the negative 2 of course, so that means x is equal to 2.5, right? Now, on the right hand side here, to solve this equation, of course, step number 1, I need to remove the bracket first. So I just go 3x plus 2 equal negative 5x plus 3. You see? Then I move the minus 5x on this side, the 2 on that side. So that means 3x plus 5x is same as 3 minus 2. 3 plus 5 is 8. So that means 8x equal 1. Okay. So now what I do, I divide things by 8. So x is equal to 1 over 8. Now, of course, this equation here, because it's both the same, so technically, okay, whatever you get, that should be your answer. All right. Now, if you're not confident, you can, of course, you can test it, but you don't have to. These type of questions, that's it. That's your answer. Now, if you're not sure, you substitute in, and you should both of them, they should be equal. All right. Why don't we just try it? Let's try it. Okay. So let's say x equal 2.5. I substitute that in here. That means 3 loss of 2.5 at 2. Okay, absolute value. Let's say is same as 5 loss of 2.5 minus 3 absolute value. So right hand side, left hand side is equal 9.5. This is my price. See, that's correct. See, now same thing. We should substitute that in here. That give me 3 lots of 1 over 8 plus 2. Okay, absolute values of course is same as absolute value 5 lots of 1 8 and then minus 3 absolute value. So you get, okay, you get 19 over 8. Okay, just quickly 19 over 8, and then the right hand side is also 19 over 8 of course. Okay, so 8 here. All right, so both are equal 19 over 8. See, you can see they are the same. So you got, of course, you have to write your answer down. So therefore, x is 2.5 or x equal 1.8. Okay? Thank you for watching my video.